seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, years. Life is in session. The show is in full swing. And regardless of if you're in motion, time is moving. But most of us are still stagnant, counting our seconds, mindlessly wasting our minutes, half-heartedly committed our hours. And as a result, we have dark days, worrisome weeks, and we don't realize that we're not living life if we're rolling in regret, fermenting in frustration, dabbling in depression. All because we keep telling ourselves someday, someday I'll rise, someday I'll do, someday I'll go, someday I'll become, someday I'll forgive, someday I will. But have you realized that every single day you say someday, you move one day closer to D-Day? A legacy, a eulogy, a headstone is a reflection of what you did, not what you plan to do. So my question for you is, when you say someday, how can you predict with certainty what you don't know clearly? You know why death derails us? It's because we can't predict it. It's the great unknown. I want you to understand today that the end of life is inevitable. This is deeper than motivation. This is revelation. This is truth. This is real life. And I want you to understand today that life is in session. The show is in full swing. But regardless of if you're in motion, time is moving. I want you to understand that the end of life is inevitable, yes. But living life dead is detrimental. And yes, everything that is alive may have life, but not everything that has life is actually living. But what is life? What is life? What is life if you're existing but not living? What is life if you're surviving but not thriving? What is life if you're going through the motions but not making real movement? What is life? What is life if you're drowning in fear because you never activate your faith? I mean, what is life? What is life if you are present but presently absent because you've never disempowered your doubts and you've allowed your doubts to dilute your drive and defer your destiny? I mean, what is life? What is life if you're so concerned about criticism that you allow people to dilute you because they can't digest it? Let me go deeper. What is life if you're not living for something that's worth dying for? And I'm not talking about a physical death. I'm talking about a death of your ego, a death of your pride, of your entitlement, of your insecurities, of your fears. I mean, what would your life look like if you use your tears as a testimony of your tenacity? If you use your pain for more purpose? If you use your rejection as an opportunity or as a reset to revolutionize the norm? What would your life look like if you leaned into being everything you were created to be? Nothing less, but always pushing for more and always remaining humble because you know that pride comes before a stumble. I mean, what would your life look like if you didn't allow the size of your budget to diminish, distort, or minimize the size of your vision? What would your life look like if you understand that no and O is not a rejection of your capabilities, but an acronym that stands for new opportunities? I mean, what would your life look like if you refused to settle because you understood that the absolute worst life to live is a half-lived one? I mean, what would your life look like if you stopped pursuing perfection because you understand it's not about perfection, but progression, because the pursuit of perfection really only produces one thing, and that's procrastination? I mean, what would your life look like if you said there's no better time than today, not someday, and you go after your dream, and you hunt your dream? Because you understand if you don't hunt your dreams will turn into nightmares and haunt you. A problem gave him purpose. Oh, I think you need to write that down. A problem gave him purpose. Listen, I know you're not Martin Luther King Jr., but that's exciting because you don't have to be. We all have a unique path, a unique purpose to solve our unique problems. So what I want you to do, I want to give you an exercise really quick to really help you with clarity. I want you to get a blank sheet of paper, and on it, I want you to write a line just down the middle. Just draw a line down the middle. On the left side, I want you to put problem, and on the right side, you guessed it, I want you to put solution. And in your free time, I want you to identify 1 to 3 problems happening in your community, in your society, in your school, in our world. And I want you to brainstorm a solution for every single problem. So on the left-hand side, I want you to put problem. And then on the right-hand side, I want you to write solutions. And I want you to identify 3 problems. And then I want you to identify a solution for each and every problem. And I know when you start to brainstorm solutions, you're going to start thinking to yourself, Javon, I don't know if I can. Stop right there. Wake up. Life is in session. The show is in full swing, and regardless of if you're in motion, time is moving. And yes, I understand that everything that's alive has life, but not everything that has life is actually living. You know the difference between living and life, or the difference between life and living is action. And consistency of action is how you gain traction. But along this journey, you'll have relationships in your life that will require subtraction. And if you only give a half of yourself, your results will only be a fraction of what you can actually achieve when you're not destroyed by distraction. But no matter how many times I rhyme from traction to subtraction to interaction to fraction, you'll never arrive at your destiny if you miss this truth, that it all begins with action. So let today be the day that you apply some action and create the life that you desire. Let today be the day that you realize that your pain could be the thing used to break you, or it could be the thing you use for a breakthrough. Let today be the day that you take action and realize that if you don't hunt your dreams will turn into nightmares and haunt you. Let today be that day. You gotta take action, because the difference between a dream and a nightmare is that a dream activates your faith, but a nightmare feeds your fear. And the side that wins is the side that you feed. And you feed your faith when you respond, when you act, when you do, when you create. But you feed your fears, you feed your nightmares when you hesitate, procrastinate, or not fully commit. Life is in session. The show is in full swing. And regardless of if you're in motion, time is moving. Listen, you have to believe in you. Others may doubt you because they've never seen it done, or the truth of the matter is they don't have the clarity that you have. But you have to believe in you. So we get clarity by thinking about the problem, but we get confidence not by thinking, but by doing. And so when I say doing, this is what I mean. You gain confidence by simply learning, by picking up books and researching topics, or watching educational videos, or talking to other people who are currently solving that problem, or who are probably the solution to that problem. So there's an equation for it that I want to give you. That education plus preparation equals confidence. Let me say that again. Education, learning, stimulating your mind, research, plus preparation, that's practice, gives you confidence. How do I know? Well, I remember wanting to be a motivational speaker. When I started my journey, I was so fired up and excited because I saw a problem in our world. I saw people not going through life excited and having passion and having purpose. So I wanted to inspire people using my voice. So I would spend countless hours watching other speakers and practicing in front of the camera and my family members and the mirror, everything that it took. And listen to me closely. From the knowledge and the practice, I grew in confidence. So education plus preparation equals confidence. So this is what I want you to do. When you look at the solutions that you brainstormed, that you wrote down, I want you to think about one thing that you can do to start growing in your knowledge of that problem. Maybe it's reading more books. Maybe it's having conversations with other people who are in that field. But I want you to do something, because by doing, remember again I said education plus preparation equals confidence. First, you start with clarity, identifying the problem. and then confidence by doing something to be better prepared, whether that's reading books or whether that's watching something educational. And then the third C, and so important, you have to create. You have to execute. You have to do something. I mean, the difference between idea and impact is action. Let me say that again, and you need to write that down. The difference between idea and impact is action. A lot of people have ideas. A lot of people have thoughts about things that they want to create and things that they want to do, but very few people actually execute. So you got to do something. But maybe there's a message in my fall. You see, when you're ready to create, when you're ready to execute your true purpose, the truth is you're going to run into obstacles. You're going to fall. And you see, some people call falling failure. But listen to me closely. Falling is not failure. Choosing to stay down is failure. I got to say it again. Falling is not failure. Choosing to stay down is failure. A lot of people don't even execute on their dreams and their visions and their goals because of fear of falling, and they stay stuck. But what I want you to understand is that falling at the end of the day is a part of the process. But failure is choosing to stay where you fell. But when you have purpose, when you're ready to have clarity and confidence and you're ready to create, you can't allow the fear of falling to stop you from truly going after your vision and your goals and your dreams.
You know why most people don't act, most people don't do? It's because they've allowed circumstances, society, their giants, to make them forget who they really are. But today I want to remind you that you are more than a conqueror. And I gotta wrap this up with one of my favorite poems that says, out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced, nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, lose but the horror of the shade. And yet the menace of those years finds or shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Life is in session. The show is in full swing. And regardless of if you're in motion, time is moving. Get up.